Yeah, how you doing? Yeah, I can see.
Polysomnography is the study of sleep medicine. I always tell people we teach you how to watch other people sleep, and that's just the basic description. There are over 80 sleep disorders, and we teach people how to assess other people's sleep, and that includes looking at their brain waves, leg movements, EKGs, their heart rhythms while they sleep, and making sure that they're going through their process of sleep like they should.
My instructors, they were so gentle. They were very nice. So they kind of just took our hands and just like really slow, but at the same time it was quite serious. So they're preparing me a lot just because their personalities. Everybody meshed so well. So.
I think the difference with Coahoma Community College students and their graduates is heart. They come here when they have no other options, or they come here looking for help or looking for assistance. And so at Coahoma Community College, we're kind of like a family. But our students, they tend to gravitate to each other. And so they put a lot of heart and sweat and tears into what they're learning. And so when they get out there, I think that shows their patience, just how much they care.
I learn something new every day. Being in this program and actually knowing like the concept behind why people snore, and like being able to read brain waves and tell what stage of sleep a person is in.
Nobody compares to what you learn here. Nobody is as hands-on. They're not gonna go out and tell you what jobs are hiring. We came out of polysomnography. We came out certified. We came out CPSGT, and programs don't even do that. You pretty much on your own and you study for your nobody does board review. Nobody does all the material that we had is unheard of somewhere else. So that's why when people look at us and they see you from Coahoma and they see we just better, I don't know what else to say.
Miss Davis and Miss Seymour, they will go an extra mile, literally. Like you can be trying to give up. They'll give you words of encouragement, tell you that just keep pushing, give all you got. They'll even try to work with you outside of class. You're always free to call, text whenever, no matter the time of the day, hour, they're there.
I am empowered by my students, my graduates. I get a lot from hearing from one of my graduates that they bought their first car or that they have a job opportunity. And my favorite text message is, Miss Davis, can I put you down as a reference? Absolutely. And I tell my students, if you make it through this program, I will back you all the way. But it continues to motivate me to prepare more and more. The more we have out there, the more our name is out there, and they believe, oh, Coahoma graduate. I'm ready. Hire them. Some students are very apprehensive about the workload and the clinical hours that they put in. But generally, if they make it through the first portion of the first semester and they come to me and they just say, Miss Davis, I just don't know if I can do this. And I am right there behind them to push them up to say, hey, you've got this if you want it.
My teachers that I had, and they still help me to this day. When I say I do anything for them, I love them. And I don't care, I tell anybody, come to Coahoma and do polysomnography because it will change your life.
Good evening and welcome. On behalf of Kahoma Community College's Board of Trustees, President Val Mitch Towner, Jerome Shaw, Chief of Staff, and the faculty and staff of the Health Science Division, we welcome you to the fall graduation ceremony of the Health Science Division. At this time, I'd like to acknowledge any board members who are in the building tonight. Are there any elected officials in the building tonight? Thank you. This event culminates many long hours of studying and application of skills at clinical sites. This year has not been easy by far. However, these students have successfully completed their programs of study and demonstrated qualities of professional healthcare providers. They are now ready to enter the prospective areas in their workforce. Please join me in congratulating them in their accomplishment. And we know they would not have accomplished this without the support, commitment, and sacrifice of their family and friends. Family and friends who are here to support the honorees on tonight, please stand. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you so much. Graduates, thank you so much for choosing Kahoma Community College, and remember to remain humble and kind in all your endeavors. Again, welcome.
Good evening. To the fall class of EKG, EMT, and Paramedic class of 2021, success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you are doing. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Congratulations to all of our graduates on tonight and to our nursing assistant class. A message from me to you. And it just simply comes from one of the quotes of Maya Angelou. I learned that I still have a lot to learn. I learned that people will forget what you said and people will forget what you do. But people will never forget how you made them feel. With that being said, congratulations to you, and just know that we are lifelong learners. We never stop learning, we never stop growing. This where you are tonight is a great start, a great foundation. But don't stop here. Continue to grow, continue to learn, continue to expand. Here at Kahoma Community College, this is even a great place for you to continue to grow. Utilize all of everything that is here available for you to help you to expand and grow to the next level. And even when you have reached that level, continue to go to other places that you can endeavor and to grow, to learn, and increase in your knowledge. As I've told you all earlier, don't stop here. Continue and be the best that you can be. But whatever level that you are and you begin to work, always be kind, always be compassionate, and treat others the way you would like to be treated. Again, to each of you, congratulations and God bless.
I'll be brief. So our goal for all of you EMT and paramedic graduates tonight is to commit yourself, as you've heard before, to lifelong learning. EMS professionals should always seek to learn the latest cutting edge emergency medical knowledge and procedures. So tonight I want you to commit yourself, all of our programs, commit yourself to three things. Commit yourself to being a student of your profession. Commit yourself to being an advocate for your patients, and always commit yourself to being a servant of the people. Always remember, your patients deserve the best version of you that you can provide. Congratulations, best of luck to you all. We're proud of you and your accomplishments, and know that you'll be a tremendous asset to the emergency medical services field and other healthcare fields as well.
Good evening. My name is Andrea Hake. No, I'm not. My name is Tony Brooks, and I'm here to introduce the speaker. Dr. William Lloyd Booker, I've known him since I moved to Clarksdale. He was an advocate for CCC from the time that I've gotten here up until the present time. He's a great asset. He's a pillar of the community. He got about 100 awards, and he's been a doctor about 100 years. I really do admire the man, and I was glad that when he agreed to come speak to y'all. So without further ado, Dr. William Booker.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. I hardly know where to start because it's been so long since I've been at the Coahoma Community College to be speaking. It's probably been about 10 years ago, and I thought I was blackballed or banned. I was kind of feeling some kind of way for a minute there. But first of all, let me say congratulations to you all for entering the healthcare field, because that still is a great arena. Despite the things that are happening with healthcare all over the country, still people are going to be sick, and people are going to need people just like you. And just, I believe, he stole my speech already. That's just exactly what I was going to say. But again, congratulations to each and every one of y'all. And before I forget, let me just give a special shout out to Miss Yasmin Johnson, who's my niece, kind of, sort of. She's come a long way, and congratulations. Congratulations to all of y'all, but if I didn't say that she works with me, I would have to suffer all next week. About 10 years ago, Clarksdale, Mississippi was the medical mecca of a whole lot of places. I'm not just going to say the state of Mississippi, because we were we were actually rolling. We had level 3 trauma center as an emergency room. We had 46 to 50 doctors on staff of every specialty and every persuasion that you can imagine. Our hospital had floors that were open. We had an ICU, we had a step-down unit, we had 3 medical floors on the second floor and 3 medical floors on the second floor. We had OBGYN, we had a pediatric unit. We just had everything. But during that transitional time, when people started placing more priority on the financial aspects of healthcare rather than the aspect of taking care of patients, medicine changed quite a bit. It is just delightful to see people who still have an interest in wanting to come into this field and do some things. I started in Clarksdale in 1985, and I have been here since that time. And I'm from Tutwiler, Mississippi, which is a great city that's just south of here. In case you all have never been there, I'll give y'all a guided tour at some other point in time. But the arena of healthcare has changed. The way healthcare is delivered has changed quite a bit. But still, there's one thing about healthcare that they never can replace or do anything different with, and that is the human touch. And that's where you come in. We have a lot to offer. You all have a lot to offer. And it has to be offered in a sense and in a way that you feel first good about yourself. But number one, your first priority is that person who's in front of you needing your help. Right then and right there, they are practically helpless, and they depend on you. So you must give your undivided attention to what you're doing with that particular person at that particular time. Whatever problems you're having in your life, whatever situation you have in that home, whatever situation you have because you didn't eat breakfast that morning, that's got to go, because your only priority right then, right there, is that person laying in front of you or sitting in front of you, or a person you pulling out of an accident, or a person you hooking up to an EKG lead, that person is your only priority. And you're not alone in this entity. When you're doing your part, you are part of a team. You get that patient settled. You get that patient ready for, if your EMTs bring them to the emergency room, if your paramedics, you bring them to the emergency room, or you're taking them to the hospital. Once they get to that hospital, they should be well relaxed. Maybe not well, but they should be relaxed and comfortable with the fact that you are helping them. And that's the only thing that you can do, is to help them. When we were in medical school, they taught us that the first priority, the first rule that you learn when you're dealing with patients is, first, do no harm. Do not approach a patient and leave that patient in worse shape than you did when you walked up there. Now, if it's something that's beyond your control, that's a whole nother ballgame. But you make sure that you've done the best that you can to get that person prepared for the next step in their health care, no matter what it is, no matter what anybody else tell you. That is your priority. Now, I always like to go with the practice of the P's, because I think that'll get you a long way. We have found out that healthcare is not an important item to a lot of the government officials, the state, local, and national. But that does not mean that we have to take that same attitude. To me, it's the most important thing in the world. It's more important sometimes than family, because sometimes you have to separate yourself from family for a while to do what you need to do. Because the people that you're taking care of, no matter what size, no matter what age, no matter what race, no matter what language they speak, they all are dependent on what you tell them, what you do for them, and they're going to always love you when you make them feel better. I could be the worst doctor in the world, but if that patient in front of me is smiling and feeling good and think that I've done a great job, I've won. Not that it's a contest, but that's the way it's supposed to be. The first P that's important to all of us is present. Present yourself as caring and concerned. Present yourself as confident and knowledgeable. And do not be judge makers. It's not up to you to judge a patient for their situation. It's not up to you to judge a patient for being in an accident. It's not up to you to judge a patient for even having a bowel movement on themselves. Your first priority is to take care of them and do whatever you can to make them feel better right then and right there. The next P is promote. Promote yourself with positive interactions. Make sure that the charges that you have are taken care of. Promote yourself as positive with your coworkers. You have to be a team in medicine. There's no such thing as I or me when you're dealing with another person's life. You do what you got to do to get that person ready for the next person. That person do what they got to do to get that person ready for the next person. But when we all come together and do that, we make a great, great difference in the way that person feels and what happens with that person down the line. The next P is pride. Take pride in your work. Make sure that your work is the best work that can be done under the circumstances that you're in, no matter what it is. If it's hooking up the EKG, make sure your leads are clean. Make sure everything that you need is right there. There's nothing worse than going to take care of a patient, and when you get at the bedside, or you get at the cart side, or you get at the ground side if they're on the ground, and you say, oh, I don't have what I need. Every second that you mess up or delay in getting a person what they need is very critical and very important. Protect your patient. As I said a few minutes ago, the first rule in healthcare is first, do no harm. Don't make the situation worse. Get help when you need it and ask questions when you have to. Then you should participate. Participate in legislation, participate in meetings, participate in anything that has to do with healthcare. One of the biggest problems that we have in healthcare now is that we don't advocate for our patients. And I'm not just talking about on your job. I'm talking about when you listening to political rallies, when people are talking about everything in the world at these city meetings and all of that. Hardly ever is healthcare brought up anywhere. If you take Clarksdale, for example, I went to city hall meetings. I hear them talking about everything. The city streets are not what they're supposed to be. Somebody threw a dead rat in my yard, and I want the police to do something about it. Nobody ever says anything about the fact that our hospital has dwindled down to just about nothing. that our senior citizens cannot get what they need because there's nothing available for them. It's awful. It's terrible. So we have to be more than people who take care of people who are sick. We also have to advocate for them. Participating in healthcare discussions and panels will make some of that come true. The other P is preserve. Preserve your dignity. Preserve the patient's dignity. If you have a patient that's laying there fully exposed, sometimes they have to be, but when they don't have to be exposed, please take the time to cover them up. And they can't do anything for themselves. They can't protest. And they're at your mercy. They're at your mercy. And we need to do whatever we can to protect their feelings, even though we don't know exactly what they are. And the last piece that I'm going to say anything about is professionalism. You all are professionals from the minute you get this degree until you leave this world or stop doing this work. Be professional at all times. Flipping the cell phone in front of the patients is not a good idea. Eating a sandwich from McDonald's and dripping mustard all over the patient is not a good idea. That is no way professional. Caring, confident, and not condescending. That's the worst thing you can be when a patient comes in. I know we've all guilty of it. When they call us and they say, here come Mr. Johnson. He's having the same problem he had yesterday. You go like, oh no, not Mr. Johnson again. Well, if you're thinking that, fine, but don't let it come out. When Mr. Johnson comes in, Mr. Johnson is a lot of our paychecks, and we should treat him just like he's the King of England. Oh, Mr. Johnson, what can I do for you today? Mr. Johnson, I'm glad you're feeling better than you were yesterday. What can we do for you today? They are our jewels, and we have to take time and we have to take the care to do what they need. One of the most important things that's missing out of the whole healthcare business these days is the fact that they need us way more than we need them or something like that. The thing is, you have to be caring and you have to be concerned. Sometimes you can make people feel a lot better just by showing the fact that you are caring and that you are concerned. They may not get well right then, but they get better immediately. Now, we have a long way to go and we have a lot of things to do, but we have to first and foremost continue to do the things that we were trained to do, the basic stuff. Never, never, never stop learning. As Jimmy Valvano said when he was suffering from his cancer, you never, never stop. You never give up. You keep doing what you got to do. And if we continue to do that, if we strive to keep our patients first and our priorities right, our patients are going to do well. The work that we do is going to be known. The work that you do is going to be known. Now, maybe you don't want to be a paramedic for a long time. Maybe you don't want to be an EMT for a long time. Maybe you don't want to be an EKG tech for a long time. That's fine. Continue to strive in the healthcare field. Continue to move up. I can look right back now at one of our nurse practitioners. She wasn't always a nurse practitioner, Miss Andra Hagan. She started off doing nursing and some other stuff, but she kept in the healthcare field and kept moving up. And that's what we need. We need people who look like us, who act like us, and to take care of our people because we have to. We have to. We don't have a choice anymore. You can't depend on the insurance companies to take care of our patients. We can't depend on access to hospitals because, as you know right now, that access to hospitals is very limited. And the time it takes to get from Clarksdale or from Moon Lake to Oxford or Grenada or somewhere else, this precious time that we're wasting on that person's life. That's why we should be able to do as much as we can for that patient when we can and as we can. And in closing, I would like to thank the Lord for blessing me to come back to the Mississippi Delta and to do the work that I've been doing. I've been in Clarksdale working at Aaron Henry for 36 years, and family practice is not nowhere like it used to be. But back in the day, 10 years ago, you had so many doctors in Clarksdale doing so many things. You might have thought you was on old McDonald's farm. You had a doc here and a doc there, here doc, there doc, everywhere doc. All the corners in Clarksdale had healthcare, had doctors. But you know what? Some of those same doctors that was working back then are still working. And they like me, they probably past their prime. We need blood like you all to continue to come back and continue to do these things so that we can get back to the status that we used to be. Not for selfish reasons, even though nobody wants to work and don't get paid. Yes, I wouldn't work if I wouldn't get paid. You're right. But the pride of the work will show in what you do. And the rewards and the riches will come. But I want to make sure that you all understand that healthcare is our heart, and we have to keep our heart in the healthcare. And the number one prize in what we do is the patient that's standing in front of you or laying in front of you. If you keep that in mind, you will never go wrong. And always, always keep your hand in the hand of the Lord, because he will not only guide you, he will guide your patients, and he will continue to bless you, enrich your life forever as you live. So I'm not going to bore you all anymore with my detained speeches, but continue to do what you do, continue to grow, continue to progress, and always take pride in what you do, because that is utmost important. Pride in what you do will make your work very good, very great. And one of these days, y'all will be standing up here in front of me, lecturing to me as I sit back there, because I'm not going to ever go anywhere else but Mississippi. Thank y'all very much for y'all attention.
All right, I guess I'm gonna have to multitask. All right. Go ahead. All right, Ms. Dixon's gonna help me. All right, EKG students, will you please stand? As I call your name, will you come forward? My eyes are a little bad tonight. Charvester Party. Micaiah Thomas. They kind of a big class. I'm gonna give them a little time to come up here. Shalinda Williams. Thank you.
Jessica Brown. Takaya Harris. Aisha Johnson. Yasmin Johnson. Jasmine Leonard. Amarachi Wade. Shelly Ann McCullough. Ashley Richards. Shania Robertson. Crystal Ross. And Jasmine Towers.
All right, for the emergency medical technician class, Mr. Jimmy Hawthorne. Miss Latanya Haywood. Mr. Jeremy Hunter couldn't be with us tonight. Miss Catherine Sino. Miss Lasagna Thompson. And Miss Arnikia Williams couldn't be with us tonight either. So moving on to paramedic. And before we do, let me say that between both the EMT and paramedic programs, every year, every semester, if you're EMT, we also have special awards, special recognition that we provide. So we'll go ahead with the paramedic certificates, and then we'll come back to the EMT and paramedic special awards. So we'll start with Mr. Elias Caldwell. And paramedic students, if y'all want to just form a line here at the stage, you can. Mr. Dylan Foster. Mr. Charles Henley. Miss Erica Jackson. Mr. Tony McClendon. And last but certainly not least, one of our Clarksdale firefighters, Mr. Gregory White. Okay, so back with paramedic real quick. We have what I like to call the Tiger Award. This one is for the paramedic who had the highest academic average in the paramedic program. I'm proud to say that Miss Erica C. Jackson earned this award. Don't be bashful. A very gracious lady. Congratulations, Erica. Also, I always tell this story really quick. Two paramedics that really helped mold me and shape my professional life, a guy by the name of Gene Childress and another fellow named Paul Mitchell, really were two of my mentors growing up in EMS, as I say. And I designed this award. I call it the Childress Mitchell Award, and this is for the professional honors student that really embodies everything it means to be a paramedic. And I'm proud to say that Mr. Elias Aaron Caldwell is a proud recipient. Now on to our baby paramedic, our EMT program. So we have a Star of Life award presented upon acknowledgement. The EMT instructor recommends this individual, and I'm proud to say that the highest academic average in the EMT program goes to Miss Catherine Sino. And lastly, the highest honors award in the EMT program, again by another paramedic who was instrumental in helping me grow and become the best paramedic I could be, a gentleman by the name of Johnny Brister. So the Johnny Brister Special Award is presented again upon recommendation by the EMT instructor. This is for exemplary performance in the EMT program. Somebody who may have had some challenges, but they rose to the challenge and exceeded despite any adversity. And I'm proud to say that Mr. Jimmy Hawthorne is the recipient. Hawthorne, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Would all the graduates of the Health Science Short-Term Program stand? Let's give them a round of applause for their accomplishments. And I would like to admonish you to continue your education and come on back. If you look at the back of the program, there are many opportunities. So we're looking for y'all to not only make it through this one, but keep on coming. Appreciate it. You can sit.
Good evening and congratulations to the graduates, to Dean Dixon, as well as the entire staff, the supporting cast for these graduates to be able to receive their certificates and other accolades. We're so appreciative to them Can we go ahead and just give all the teachers a hand for what they do, instructors, what they do? To our very own, all the way from the metropolis of Tuckweiler, Mississippi, Dr. Booker he co-authored that great hit song by Nipsey Hussle, Grinding All My Life. And you came out here, I believe, first in '95 to speak to Phi Theta Kappa. That may have been one of your first times. And I can tell you now, we're gonna have to make sure that we get you an athletic pass. We used to have a physician that roamed the sidelines for football games named Dr. Heal, P.W. Heal. And so I'm giving you an unlitigated invitation to resume doing what Dr. Heal did many years ago. Can someone second that out there? All right, so we're so appreciative to Dr. Booker. He's made this world better. Can we celebrate him and give him a hand? Thank you so much. What an inspiration. We're so grateful for his life and the contributions that he has made. Not to prolong the time, so many truisms have already been given to you, graduates. We're so proud of you. We salute you. We celebrate you, and we certainly encourage you to continue going on from where you are now. Those persons that are seated, perhaps left or right of you as well, we appreciate you, because the only way that they can sit where they sit is that they had to have some support. So graduates, would you please at this time give your family members and friends a hand for the support that they have given to you. We appreciate everyone tonight. This has been a fantastic occasion. Wish you a happy, merry, early Christmas. I want to reiterate what Mr. Brooks pointed out. On the back of your program, you see various other, or all of our programs in our health sciences. Dr. Booker made mention of how the hospital has dwindled. We have fabulous, high-quality programs at Coahoma Community College. These programs are second to none because the people that work in them are second to none. Are you hearing me out there? And the students that actually go through these programs are second to none, which is verified with exam passing rates and so forth. But we need you to spread the word. Put this on your Facebook page and Instagram and I guess TikTok, whatever you use. Spread the word about these programs. And I would challenge you on this. If you want to get into one of these programs, so long as I'm living in here, I will assure you that we'll make certain, now I can't get you in, but we will make certain that money will not be a problem to get you into the program, all right? I think I said something. Now, let me reiterate that. I didn't say I can get you in. I have absolutely nothing to do. I have people joining my church, think I can get them into the program. I can't get you into the program, but once you get in, we will provide the support on my side, as well as the fabulous faculty and staff would do all that they can to make certain that you have an increased likelihood of doing well and possibly completing the program. So thank you and best wishes to you.
Good evening to everyone. I think that I should say congratulations and take my seat because everything has been said. But I would like to point out several things that I heard as the various speakers came before this mic. One was keep learning, especially in your chosen field of endeavor. Keep learning. Positions that you've reached now, keep moving up. Keep moving up. The other one, and I want to thank Dr. Booker for being here, number one. He is my doctor. Let me just admit that. And I say this to my daughter, who happens to be in healthcare as well. The most important patient that you have is the one in front of you. I heard Dr. Booker allude to that a number of times. So congratulations, keep working, keep providing help for old folk like me. We need you. Thank you.
Good evening again. I'd like to thank our faculty and staff for their support and the time they put into ensuring our students are prepared for the workforce. Can you give them a hand for me, please? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Booker. Dr. Booker was a physician at the hospital when I worked there. Of course, he's still there. And he was very instrumental in me becoming the nurse that I am and forging the way for me and other nurses. He was such an advocate for nurses. So we need people like Dr. Booker in healthcare who actually care about the quality of care that's given to our patients. And thank you to Dr. Towner and Mr. Shaw for coming out tonight. This ends our program. Students, be great and do great. Have a good evening. Can you come forward, graduates, to take a picture, please?
Thank you.
Polysomnography is the study of sleep medicine. I always tell people we teach you how to watch other people sleep, and that's just the basic description. There are over 80 sleep disorders, and we teach people how to assess other people's sleep, and that includes looking at their brain waves, leg movements, EKGs, their heart rhythms while they sleep, and making sure that they're going through their process of sleep like they should.
My instructors, they were so gentle. They were very nice. So they kind of just took our hands and just like really slow, but at the same time it was quite serious. So they're preparing me a lot just because their personalities. Everybody meshed so well. So.
I think the difference with Coahoma Community College students and their graduates is heart. They come here when they have no other options, or they come here looking for help or looking for assistance. And so at Coahoma Community College, we're kind of like family. But our students, they tend to gravitate to each other. And so they put a lot of heart and sweat and tears into what they're learning. And so when they get out there, I think that shows their patience, just how much they care.
I learn something new every day. Being in this program and actually knowing like the concept behind why people snore, it's like wow. And like being able to read brain waves and tell what stage of sleep a person is in.
Nobody compares to what you learn here. Nobody is as hands-on. They're not gonna go out and tell you what jobs are hiring. We came out of polysomnography, we came out certified. We came out CPSGT, and programs don't even do that. You pretty much on your own and you study for your life. Nobody does board review. Nobody does, like, all the material that we had is unheard of somewhere else. So that's why when people look at us and they see you from Coahoma and they see, you're just better, I don't know what else to say.
Miss Davis and Miss Seymour, they will go an extra mile, literally. Like, you can be trying to give up. They'll give you words of encouragement, tell you that just keep pushing, give all you got. They'll even try to work with you outside of class. You're always free to call, text, whenever, no matter the time of the day, hour, they're there.
I am empowered by my students, my graduates. I get a lot from hearing from one of my graduates that they bought their first car or that they have a job opportunity. And my favorite text message is, Ms. Davis, can I put you down as a reference? Absolutely. And I tell my students, if you make it through this program, I will back you all the way. But it continues to motivate me to prepare more and more. The more we have out there, the more our name is out there, and they believe, oh, Coahoma graduate, I'm ready. We hire them. Some students are very apprehensive about the workload and clinical hours that they put in. But generally, if they make it through the first portion of the first semester and they come to me and they just say, Miss Davis, I just don't know if I can do this. And I'm right there behind them to push them up to say, hey, you've got this if you want it.
My teachers that I had, and they still help me to this day. When I say I do anything for them, I love them. And I don't care, like I tell anybody, like come to Kahoma and do policy document because it will change your life.
Will all the CNA students come to the stage, please?